All right, hey everybody, welcome
Welcome.
back. I'm Kill2. You be quiet, Zastro.
No,
Zastro's here
no,
with
I
me.
wanted to talk.
Okay, go.
And we're about to watch Exodus versus Bruderschaft or Pilger. And
Nice pronunciation there.
I did pretty good. I'm excited about this match. I just said battleships were not the way forward against the double Slipner Scimitar triple Merlin, and we are about to see if I'm wrong. We now have Vindicators instead of Macarials, with a bunch of support frigs against that exact setup. So this ought to be a pretty interesting one.
I was looking into these two alliances, and I think both of them kind of hang around the curse area, so they probably run into each other a lot um, back on the main server. So I wonder if they knew each other.
So we're rolling now, and a difference between this match and the last one, I guess, is that the Slipners were really not in a good spot here. They started out right at 0 on the beacon with the Vindicators. So Vindicators already have one of those Slipners tackled, and Vindicators are running smart bombs, so they won't have problems with ECM drones. And as you can see, the Slipner is struggling. He will be getting reps, although there's damps coming from the rest of the Exodus team. So it might actually be very difficult for that Scimitar to get reps onto that Slipner, and he's already dead. So
Yeah, that did not take long at all.
that
There's
is
an
awesome.
amazing amount of DPS put up by those Vindicators once they get on top of you.
Yeah, Vindicators are brutal. They have a web bonus, so there's nothing's going to get away from them at all once it's tackled, and that's kind of the key. I mean, I actually had a really interesting discussion with some pretty good tournament players who aren't playing in the tournament this year about positioning and how a lot of teams think with the rush setups, like with the Slipners, you want to start right at 0 just to get as close to the enemy team as you can. But there's times when you don't want that, like in this fight, and the Slipners are fast enough that maybe if they would have started further from the beacon, they could have entirely avoided getting tackled to begin with, and things might have gone different. But as it is, we're about to lose the second Slipner already.
Yeah, when you're talking about trying to be right up on top of things, you do not want to be right up on top of a Vindicator. That's dominating these Slepters right now.
This setup's so cool, the Vindicator setup. I mean, you can see they have a really limited amount of HP. I really think that it would be hard for this Vindicator team against something like maybe Tengu's, something that was hard for them to catch, but it doesn't matter they don't have logistics or low HP when they're able to tackle early like that. They just, clear the field off before the kind of limited amount of tank and mobility matters.
Right.
And
Well, there's always I mean, you could be the best pilots in the world, but there's always a sort of rock, paper, scissors effect in the Alliance tournament. You may have a really good setup and be really good at flying that setup, but your opponents just might pull a setup in that directly counters yours.
yeah, I mean, there's some element of that that's true. It's certainly not like it's dumb luck. How
Of
likely
course
that
not.
is to happen. And with the Vindicators, they're kind of one of the setups or one of the ships we've seen in the past that's very vulnerable to a lot of counters. So it can be problematic. But here it's going to work out great. There's just some support left. Catching the Scimitar could have been an issue, but it's webbed now, and so before long, I assume he'll be going down, and then it'll just be a matter of cleaning up these frigs that are left.
Yeah, I wonder if at this point they're just going to try to run and prevent Exodus from getting any more points. 7 minutes is a really long time to try to flee, though. I don't know if they can stay away for that long.
No, there's no running possible here. The Exodus Merlins are faster than Scimitar, so they were able to catch up and get a web, and then Vindicators are following close behind, and then now it's with the Scimitar down, just a numbers game where there's only so much two Merlins can do, and they'll get caught eventually by the Exodus Merlins. And that'll
That
be it.
Scimitar died in about 2 seconds once the Vindicators caught up with him.
Yeah, they definitely do a good job once they get close.
Run, little
Um,
Merlins, run!
I'm actually trying to look. I'm sure you guys have been looking the whole time, but you can see. I mean, it's nice this year you guys get to see velocities. The Merlins are really fast, but the Vindicators, which are now burning straight across the field to catch up to the remaining their Pilger Merlins, they're really only able to get up to about 950 meters a second, which if you keep your eye on a lot of the popular ships in the tournament is really, well, there it goes up to like 1150. That could be heat, or it could just be that it took them that long to get going that fast. But they're really very slow, which is a huge disadvantage.
It can be a huge disadvantage. Wasn't here.
No, here it
That
was
web
fine.
bonus helps those Vindicators a
Zero at the
lot,
beginning
even though
of the
they're
queue.
slow. If they can get a web on, it's over.
Yeah, that's true. They're definitely much better at making sure that once they do get near something, they never lose it. But there we go. All the support down. Awesome win for Exodus. So cool to see Vindicators take a match, and especially off of the setup we've seen doing really, really well so far. So good job to them. We'll head out and see you guys for another match in about 10 minutes.